Chapter 31 Fire Phoenix, please recommend votes, monthly votes please. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After Han Yu entered the forest, 3 people, 2 old and 1 young, came here. Young master, make sure there are no spies from the Tiando Empire around. Shilong said respectfully. The young man nodded slightly and then said, Grandpa Jean Crocodile sent a message saying that a rare soul beast, the bright unicorn, was discovered in the Star Doe forest a few months ago. I have also been looking for the soul ring for many days. This time, I must not fail. As he spoke, the young man's figure changed and was replaced by a girl wearing a golden dress. Don't worry, young master, with me and old Sneakipi here, there won't be any problem. Zhang Xue assured. On the way here, Han Yu learned the locations of some fire attribute soul beasts from the mercenaries. Of course, for mercenaries, these places are restricted areas and absolutely forbidden to enter. The 40,000-year-old king of the earth has absorbed his soul ring, and the martial soul may have explosive attributes. Unfortunately, the attributes of the first martial soul cannot be used on the second martial soul's strange fire. Although the explosive attribute is valuable, it is not the first choice for Han Yu. Now, he has mastered the divine fire-seeking flame movement technique to the beginning. If he has wind attribute abilities to complement each other, his speed will increase a lot. Gradually entering the depths of the mixed zone, the forest began to become lively. Many thousand-year level soul beasts sprang out from all directions, and those who are timid will definitely be frightened to death. Not long after Hui Yunhe offered his sacrifice, the forest has returned to its former vitality. TSK. The goal of his trip is a 35,000-year-old fire phoenix. This kind of soul beast with rare bloodline is not even inferior to some 50,000-year-old soul beasts, and is approximately equal to the level of a human soul master who first enters Soul Douluo. With 2 kinds of strange fire and 100,000-year soul skill, he was confident to fight. However, no matter how good he is at fighting, it will be useless if he has no opponent. In this way, he visited the places where the fire phoenix might hang out several times. On this day, a sudden burst of light in the distance attracted his attention. Light soul beasts, there are actually people who want to take advantage of them. There are very few owners of light-type martial spirits, and the only one Han you can think of is the one from the spirit hall. Suddenly, a burst of bird chirping sounded in the air. Han Yu looked up and saw a fire phoenix spreading its wings and flying over Han Yu's head. He actually went to support that light-type soul beast. He really couldn't find anything after running through iron shoes. It took no effort at all to get there. Summoning the martial spirit and the spirit ring disguised in advance, Han Yu quickly chased after him. The words are divided into 2 parts. The one who needs a light soul ring is naturally Qian Renshue, but they didn't expect that hunting a bright unicorn would be like stabbing into the soul beast's nest, with countless powerful soul beasts coming to support from all directions. Young master, I will catch that bright unicorn later. You can make up for the fatal blow at any time. Shilong shouted loudly. Grandpa Snake, no, even if I obtain the soul ring, I can't absorb it in this environment. Qian Renshue's meaning was obvious. Even if she gave up the hunt, she still had to ensure that the soul ring would not dissipate on its own because it could not be absorbed. Old Sneakipi, you keep the young master safe, let's break out first. Ling Shui shouted. This place was very close to the core of the star forest, and the 2 of them did not dare to attack with all their strength, for fear that they would be attacked by those in the core area. I am determined to obtain the soul ring of the bright unicorn. The 5th soul skill is the sacred sword. The sacred fire quickly condensed into a long sword in her palm. Immediately afterwards, a burst of light aura came out of her body, covering the surrounding area in an instant. This is young master's domain, old snake skin, let's work harder. You go deal with the 50,000-year-old mountain tiger, and I'll deal with the 50,000-year-old shadow leopard. With the increase in the domain, the strength of the soul beasts has been weakened a lot. Just as Qian Renshue turned her eyes towards the bright unicorn, the fire phoenix happened to be in front of her. The 3rd soul skill, Angel Light Shield, the shield quickly appeared and blocked the fire phoenix's attack for her. Young master, be careful, there is someone. Shilong shouted the moment he saw Han Yu's figure. Qian Renshue's eyes flashed, and she held the angel holy sword and prepared to fight Han Yu. Sorry, this fire phoenix is the soul beast I need. If you guys don't have any objections, I will accept it. After looking at the situation at the scene, Han Yu guessed their identities. However, it would be good for you to act ignorant at this time. Qian Renshue breathed a sigh of relief after hearing this. It was good after all to have someone help them share the pressure, even though she didn't know the other person's intentions. The second soul skill, Fire Cloud Stick. The Fire Cloud Stick danced rapidly in his hand, forcing Fire Phoenix to retreat. Good opportunity. Seeing this, Qian Renshue held the Angel Holy Sword and chased the bright unicorn. Her figure drove straight in and struck with a single blow from the sacred sword. Old snake skin, these two guys are going crazy. The seventh soul skill, the true form of the snake spear, that the phantom of Shilong slowly emerged in the forest, and the attack power of the giant snake spear was greatly improved. It knocked back most of the soul beasts with one sweeping blow. Lian Shui seized the opportunity and also activated his martial spirit avatar, standing in front of Qian Renshue. Thanks to the pressure of the title Douluo, Han Yu, who was at a disadvantage in the battle with the Fire Phoenix, found an opportunity to fight back. The fifth soul skill, Falling Flame Strike. High in the sky, a flaming meteorite appeared out of thin air and knocked the Fire Phoenix to the ground. Qian Renshue on the other side took advantage of the situation to kill the Unicorn of Light. The soul beasts that came to support also dispersed at this time. Fire Phoenix staggered up and was about to escape, but was locked by Shilong's pressure. Seeing this, Han Yu clasped his fists and said, "Thank you, Senior, for taking the initiative." He didn't show any pretense, he killed the Fire Phoenix with a few sticks. A 35,000-year soul beast, so you're here to hunt the seventh soul ring. During the battle, Han Yu did not display all the spirit rings, and Qian Renshue could only make a rough guess based on the age of the spirit beast. Han Yu said vaguely, "Miss, I don't think your people will absorb soul rings for me to protect the law. I'll see you later." With that said, he carried the body of Fire Phoenix and was about to leave. Unexpectedly, the way was blocked by a stab of blood. Han Yu turned around and asked, "What does this mean?" At this time, Shilong whispered in Qian Renshue's ears, "Young master, this man is already a soul saint at a young age, and his martial soul is not the martial soul inherited from the three sects above." Think. Qian Renshue nodded slightly. She must have wanted to recruit such a young soul saint, but she also felt that Han Yu's face seemed familiar, but she couldn't remember where she had seen it before. "Your Excellency, what is your name?" Shilong asked. Han Yu smiled and said, "I'm Xiao Yan." "The surname is Xiao." Qian Renshue and the others were immediately confused. Among the families they knew, there was no such family as the Xiao family. "Senior, the time you have to absorb the soul ring is limited. If you don't intend to stop it, please make it easier." Han Yu continued. Chapter 32: The Evil-Eyed Tiger and the Red-Haired Chicken. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Qian Renshue thought for a moment and then signaled for blood to be released. "Although I don't know the other party, I won't be afraid of not being able to find him when I get back and take out the other party's portrait and rely on Wuhuan Palace's intelligence system all over the continent." "Brother Xiao Yan, please stay," Qian Renshue said and threw a token. Han Yu stretched out his hand to catch it, and there was a big snow written on the token. "My eldest brother is Xue Qinghe, the crown prince of the Tiando Empire. If you need help, you can use this token to find him." "Thanks a lot, guys." After saying that, Han Yu dragged the body and left here quickly. Looking at the other party's disappearing figure, Qian Shu said with some worry, "Young master, what should we do if he recognizes us?" Qian Renshue shook her head. "Both grandpas are strong men of the previous generation. It is impossible for him to know about the two grandpas at such an age. As for giving him Xue Qinghe's token, I have my own plan. If he gives the Wuhuan Palace's token, then when Han Yu comes to the Wuhuan Palace in the future, Bibi Dong will definitely know about it. With the other party's temperament, how could it be possible to assign a strong man like Han Yu to her subordinates? People like Han Yu must be firmly in his hands." Han Yu came to the hiding place he had found in advance. Looking at the token in his hand, he couldn't help but smile. "It seems that Qian Renshue wants me to work for him. It depends on whether you can afford the reward." Sitting cross-legged, he pulled the soul ring to his body through his martial soul. the words are divided into two parts. In Soto City, after several days of training, Yi Lingling left the room. As the saying goes, people are like iron, rice or steel. Even a soul master will feel hungry even if he doesn't eat for a few meals. Boss Dai, I heard that you are talking about a pair of twins. Don't forget about me, brother. Ma Hongjun said with a mournful expression on the street. Dai Mubai raised his eyebrows and asked, Fat man, haven't you and Suihua gotten close recently? Are you still thinking about those old sisters-in-law? Ma Hongjun snorted coldly. Suihua is not good at all. Every time before I start, she can't stand it anymore. If this continues, my evil fire will have nowhere to release, and I will be dead by then. Hey, I can only receive 10 gold soul coins from Wuhuan Palace every month. Plus some money given by the teacher, it's still not enough. Dai Mubai frowned. Ma Hongjuan's evil fire problem was not a secret in Shrek Academy. Fat man, if you were half as handsome as me, all those girls would fall in love with you, fat man. Seeing that the other party's reaction was different from what he expected, Dai Mubai couldn't help but froze on the spot. Boss Dai, I seem to have found true love. Huh? Dai Mubai looked startled, and then followed Ma Hongjuan's gaze. Bang. Boss Dai, why did you hit me? Ma Hongjun covered his head and said innocently. Dai Mubai coughed softly and said, Ahem, fatty, you give her to me, and I'll give the twins to you. Think about it, one person is not enough for you. If it were two people, wouldn't you be so happy? Ma Hongjun thought about it for a while, made a mental calculation, and thought it was feasible. Not far away, the person they were discussing was Yi Lingling, who was out for dinner. I don't know how teacher Han is doing now. Whenever she recalled Han Yu going to the Star Do Forest alone, she felt a little worried and remorseful. She hated that she didn't have the strength to help Han Yu hunt for souls. When she reached a corner, a red-haired boy blocked her way. The person who came was none other than Ma Hongjun. He said with a lewd expression, Miss, my good brother hopes to get to know you. For the sake of the twin sisters, he risked his life and was willing to serve as Dai Mubai's wingman. Looking in the direction of Ma Hongjun's finger, Yi Lingling saw Dai Mubai not far away. At this time, he had a bouquet of roses in his mouth and was looking here infatuatedly. Yi Lingling frowned slightly. The clothes of these two people were very similar to the evil-eyed tiger and red-haired chicken mentioned by Han Yu. Not interested. Yi Lingling said coldly, turned around and left. Ma Hongjun and Dai Mubai were stunned on the spot. In terms of appearance, Dai Mubai is a bit weaker than Han Yu, but he can fight anywhere. But now, some people would actively reject him. Boss Dai, this. Ma Hongjun was a little worried that the twin sisters he was about to get would slip away from his lips. Dai Mubai flipped up his blonde hair on his temples, with a playful look on his face. Interesting woman, she successfully attracted my attention. Fat man, when I get her, the twin sisters will be given to you. After all, Yi Lingling hasn't got it yet. If he just gives her up to Ma Hongjun, he won't have anywhere to vent at night. Boss Dai, you are so kind to me. Ma Hongjun said with gratitude on his face. Huh, fat man, it should be between brothers. Dai Mubai didn't feel the slightest bit sad about the second-hand goods he had played with. Soon after, Yi Lingling returned to the hotel. Recalling the looks in Dai Mubai and Ma Hongjun's eyes, she suddenly felt disgusted. No wonder Yu Xiaojiang admires Shrek Academy so much. They are really a bunch of sewer rats with similar odors. Yi Lingling said with disgust on his face. She knew very well what kind of virtue Yu Xiaojiang and Tang San were. As for Dai Mubai and Ma Hongjun, they didn't know what they were good at when they were young, so they went to learn from the Saint of Love. If the lower beam is not straight, the upper beam will not be much better. A few days later, Han Yu slowly opened his eyes. 6 soul rings of yellow, purple, red, and black complement each other at his feet. The next second, as Han Yu thought, the red soul ring in the 4th position slowly faded into deep purple. It's level 66. After absorbing the strange fire, we may be able to break through level 70. However, for the 6th soul ring, he had absorbed a 35,000-year-old soul ring, and the 7th soul ring must be at least 50,000 years old. The power of the fusion of the two strange fires can certainly kill a soul beast of this age, but such a powerful explosion will inevitably attract the attention of other strong men in the forest. Especially those guys at the deepest level, once they encounter them, Hanyu has no chance of escaping. Slowly closing his eyes, Hanyu felt the flow of soul power in his body. After breaking through the Soul Emperor, the cultivation acceleration effect of Fallen Heart Flame has slowed down a lot. This is also normal. As the soul power increases, the soul power will naturally be much richer than before. Each time the Fallen Heart Flame is tempered, it will take longer. After absorbing the strange fire, we have to go find Zhu Zhuqing. We need to complete the system's mission as soon as possible. Recalling the divine fire Xuanyan provided by the system, Hanyu looked forward to the next reward. With a gentle touch of his right hand on the soul guide, Qinglian's earth core fire first detected a wisp of flame, and in an instant, the tiny flames surged several times. The green flames turned into a ball of flame, floating in front of Hanyu. With the help of the system, even though the two were quite close to each other, the temperature of the flame did not harm Hanyu at all. Staring at the flames in front of him, Hanyu understood that the devouring fire was about to begin. Chapter 33 Zhu Zhuqing. You are listening at novelfull.audio. As the soul ring was taken into the body, Qian Renxue was successfully promoted to Soul Emperor. Both Shi and Long looked happy and stepped forward to congratulate. Congratulations, young master, for successfully breaking through the Soul Emperor. Zhang Shui quite sighed and said, young master is the youngest Soul Emperor on the continent. I think back then, when I was your age, I barely managed to break through the Soul sect. To be able to become a titled Douluo, Lian Shui must also be a genius of the era. As a former genius and now a strong man, he couldn't even raise the slightest bit of pride in front of the girl in front of him. Yes, if the mission is not special, with the talent of the young master, I am afraid that the Soul Saint is not out of reach. Recalling the explanation given by the Great Enshrinement, she long felt helpless. Qian Renxue couldn't understand what they meant. However, this matter was of her own free will, and even if it delayed her practice, she had no complaints. She only hopes that her actions can truly help Wuhuan Palace. By the way, grandpas, after I absorbed the soul ring, is Xiao Yan still moving in the forest? Both Shi Long shook their heads. Their mission was to protect the safety of the young master. They didn't need to know other things, and they couldn't leave their posts without permission out of curiosity. You know, Qian Renxue will be the leader of Wuhuan Palace in the future. The two of them are equivalent to the emperor's companions. As long as they serve with peace of mind, all their efforts will be rewarded until the day they enthrone. It's not worth it for being careless at this time. Qian Renxue saw this and didn't ask any questions. She will definitely have the answer to everything about Xiao Yan after she returns. The flames kept attacking Hanyu's limbs and bones, and the tendons in his body were on the verge of melting due to the high temperature generated by the blending of the two flames. The severe pain almost made Hanyu faint. Around him, transparent flames and cyan flames were constantly blending. An invisible force made the two flames that should have exploded become much more behaving. After a while, a breeze came out from nowhere, and the glazed flames rose up against the storm. The cave where Hanyu was in was constantly being burned by the flames, and stones began to melt. I don't know how long it took, but a tall girl in black accidentally entered the area. Glaze-colored flames appeared out of thin air, and the girl's eyes widened. Before she could escape, the high-temperature heat wave instantly blew her away. The black leather jacket was melted by the high temperature, revealing the girl's snow-white skin. But flame is the most merciless thing, and it burned the girl's skin in an instant. Is there something strange appearing here? The girl stood up slowly, ignoring the pain on her body. In her eyes, there was no fear of the flames, but a little expectation. When she was being burned by the flames, she could clearly feel the soul power in her body, which was tempered by the flames at that moment. I want to become stronger and get rid of my fate. The girl looked resolute and walked forward resolutely. She needs to use the characteristics of this flame to make herself stronger. Unfortunately, her luck didn't seem to be very good. The people who were chasing her in the forest not long ago had quietly arrived behind her. Zhu Zhuqing, my dear sister, go back with your sister. My sister promises that she will never attack you again. That's right, the girl just now is the Catwoman Zhu Zhuqing. After hearing the voice from behind, her body froze in place. There was deep fear and unwillingness in his eyes, but she knew that once she believed the other party's lies. After returning, the Xingluo Zhu family would definitely put her under house arrest for Zhu Zhuqing to successfully become empress. Until the time was right, the other party would take her life away without hesitation. Zhu Zhuqing, don't be hypocritical. Zhu Zhuqing turned around suddenly, the fear in his eyes was long gone, replaced by a trace of resentment. She hated that she was too weak and could not defeat Zhu Zhuqing. She also hated Dai Mubai for being a coward. If he hadn't escaped from the battlefield, how could the two of them have ended up in such a situation if he had not escaped from the battle and had been together in the Star Luo Empire? Miss, there's no need to say anything, just leave it to me. Behind Zhu Zhuqing, an old man with grey beard volunteered. The old man himself has a soul power of level 48. Facing Zhu Zhuqing, who is level 27, he should not let the credit he has so easily go to waste. The old man deliberately slowed down his pace. With every step he took, Zhu Zhuqing felt more fear in his heart. Are we really going to die here? Zhu Zhuqing felt unwilling. Zhu Zhuqing, right? I'll protect you. Han Yu's figure suddenly appeared behind Zhu Zhuqing. Just now, he completed the devouring of the alien fire. Feeling some movement around him, he put on his clothes and didn't show up in a hurry. After hearing the conversation between them, Han Yu was sure that the Zhu Zhuqing he was looking for was among this group of people. Who are you? This is our family matter. Don't you want to interfere? The old man snorted coldly. Hey, I don't like dealing with powerful people like you. I don't know how to talk to any of you. Han Yu sighed and shook his head, but there was more of a joke in his eyes. Zhu Zhuqing pulled Han Yu's sleeve, his eyes full of worry. Thank you for your kindness. You'd better leave. I'll just face this matter myself. She would not forgive herself for taking the lives of innocent people because of herself. Besides, Han Yu is not very old, and Zhu Zhuqing brought a soul emperor with him on this trip. Han Yu looked at her with a smile. I said, I will protect you. Boy, your tone is quite serious. I wonder if you have the strength. The old man took a few steps forward. Every time he took a step, a soul ring would appear under his feet. After 4 steps, the yellow and purple and the aura of the soul sect were undoubtedly revealed. In Douluo continent, almost every soul master will reveal his soul ring before fighting. In Han Yu's opinion, this is purely a disease. However, he still knows the reason why a person with more rings and more bones will run away with more skills and less bones with less rings. That's all. A smile appeared on the corner of Han Yu's mouth, and 6 soul rings of yellow, purple, black and black appeared at Han Yu's feet. Soul Emperor. The old man looked startled and took a step back with his right foot unconsciously. His back was even wet with sweat. Oh my God, this humble young man in front of me turned out to be a soul emperor. Who exactly are you? We are members of the Xingluo Zhu family. If you are willing to sell this face, our Zhu family is willing to treat you as a guest. Zhu Zhuqing took a deep breath and said quickly. Zhu Zhuqing didn't care about the Soul Emperor's strength. Looking at the entire Xingluo Empire, the Soul Emperor was only a handyman, and one of the strong men she brought was the Soul Emperor. But how old is Han Yu? The talent of a Soul Emperor at this age has far exceeded hers. In fact, the opponent might be someone from the 7 major sects or the Spirit Hall. If this is the case, if any sect, family, has such a genius, there is a high probability that there is a strong person behind him. Chapter 34 Return. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Oh. It seems that you are not planning to take action. Han Yu inserted the fire cloud stick in front of him and waited for Zhu Zhuqing's reply calmly. Miss, I can't see through his strength, so don't mess with him. The middle-aged man behind Zhu Zhuqing solemnly reminded him. He is the 63rd level Soul Emperor, so Han Yu's strength is very likely to be above level 64. Zhu Zhuqing swallowed his saliva. He originally thought that the other party was a junior Soul Emperor, but now it seemed that he had underestimated him. Senior, do you have to get involved in this matter? Zhu Zhuqing lost his confidence and his eyes began to wander. You go, I have no intention of becoming an enemy of the Star Luo Empire. Han Yu said calmly. Zhu Zhuqing and Davis were the best candidates to deal with Dai Mubai, and he did not want to kill Zhu Zhuqing. Zhu Zhuqing gritted his teeth, turned around and left. Goodbye. That when the old man who stood up earlier saw this, he turned around and was about to run away, but unexpectedly tripped over a tree root and fell to the ground, knocking out a few of his old yellow teeth due to the fall. After hurriedly getting up, the old man activated his soul skill and disappeared. Without a trace. Seeing this, Zhu Zhuqing finally let go of his worries. Humph! The pain in her body hit her instantly, and she almost stumbled to the ground. After confirming through mental perception that Zhu Zhuqing and others were gone, Han Yu instantly collapsed to the ground. After absorbing the strange fire, he also suffered many injuries. Without Yi Lingling's treatment this time, he could only resist on his own. He was unwilling to take action just now, more concerned about the injuries inside his body. Senior, are you injured? Regardless of the pain on his body, Zhu Zhuqing quickly helped Han Yu up. I'm fine, just some superficial injuries. But your injuries are not good. Zhu Zhuqing was injured by the glass flame, and his body was already poisoned by fire. Han Yu stood up slowly and said, "You were injured by my flames. I can remove the fire poison from your body." Zhu Zhuqing didn't expect it to be so serious. The opponent's flames can speed up one's cultivation, but they are poisonous, which is unheard of. Seeing her doubts, Han Yu quickly explained. Senior, please. Zhu Zhuqing bowed and said. Han Yu waved his hand. Don't call me senior, it looks like I'm the youngest. I'm not much older than your sister Zhu Zhuqing. Well, just call me Teacher Han. Teacher? Are you a teacher from the college? Zhu Zhuqing asked in surprise. One of her goals when she escaped from the Star Luo Empire was to find Dai Mubai, and the other was to find a high-level Soul Master Academy. Han Yu smiled helplessly. I just resigned from my previous college and am preparing to apply for a senior Soul Master college. If you are willing to go to the new college with me, that would be great. Hearing this, Zhu Zhuqing had some hesitation on his face. She had long heard that Dai Mubai was studying at Shrek Academy. If nothing else happened, she should also go to Shrek Academy. Facing Han Yu's proposal, she had a hard time making a decision. It should be noted that Han Yu's strength is definitely the youngest Soul Emperor on the mainland. Being able to come into contact with such a talented person would make other people want to work for him. You don't have to rush to answer me. Let me remove the fire poison from your body first. A few days later, there was the Soul Beast town on the outskirts of the Star Do Forest. Zhu Zhuqing looked troubled. Teacher Han, I am going to Soto City to find my fiancée, so. Then it looks like we're on our way. My student is waiting for me in Soto City. Let's go together. Han Yu suggested with a smile. To Zhu Zhuqing, Han Yu was a stranger with handsome appearance, good moral character and strong strength. On the other hand, Han Yu and Zhu Zhuqing were just like Guo Ben in front of him. My student's name is Yi Lingling. He is an auxiliary soul master. If you have time, I can introduce him to you. Zhu Zhuqing was flattered and said, Is it really okay, Teacher Han? It doesn't matter, Lingling should be happy to meet your friend. After a pause, Han Yu continued, Can I ask what your fiancé's name is? I've been in Soto City for a while, and maybe I've heard of his name. Zhu Zhuqing thought about it and felt that there was nothing wrong with it. After all, she was not familiar with Soto City. With Han Yu's help, she could find it faster. After meeting by chance, she had a good sense of Han Yu. Her name is Dai Mubai. Han Yu's eyes showed disgust for a moment, then he smiled lightly and said, I've heard of him before. If you want to abduct Zhu Zhuqing, you must plant the seeds for her, especially make her completely disappointed with Dai Mubai. Sure enough, after seeing Han Yu's expression, Zhu Zhuqing suddenly had a bad feeling in his heart. The other party didn't want to say anything, and it was hard for her to ask any further questions. The two took a carriage and arrived in Soto City later that day. Dai Mubai is studying at Shrek Academy, which is outside the city. Why don't you find a place to live in the city and come to Soto Hotel to meet me tomorrow morning? Han Yu said. He couldn't be too proactive, otherwise once Zhu Zhuqing felt disgusted, his mission would be in vain. Zhu Zhuqing looked troubled. She was in a hurry when she left, and she didn't bring enough money with her. In addition, the Star Luo Empire's Wuhuan Palace had the Zhu family's spies, so she didn't dare to collect the monthly money. Today, she only has one silver soul coin and a few bronze soul coins left with her, which is not enough to pay for accommodation. Han Yu smiled faintly and immediately took out 100 gold soul coins and said, "Break through the soul master as soon as possible. I will lend you this money first." Being attentive for nothing is either adultery or theft, and Zhu Zhuqing is a strong person, so she might not accept it if he gave her money directly. Taking the gold soul coin, Zhu Zhuqing solemnly nodded, "Thank you, Teacher Han. I will definitely pay it back as soon as possible. I won't see you off either. I'm staying at the Soto Hotel. You can come find me tomorrow." After saying that, Han Yu turned and left. Zhu Zhuqing nodded silently and then walked to the hotel not far away. Back at the hotel, the system prompt panel appeared in Han Yu's mind. Congratulations to the host for successfully merging two kinds of strange fires and being rewarded with a God-given soul ring. I didn't expect that there would be a delay in the system and the rewards would be distributed so late. Anyway, with this God-given soul ring, I don't have to hunt for the seventh soul ring. Pushing open the door to the room, Yi Lingling hurriedly walked over. "Teacher Han, you are back." "Ahem, don't get me wrong. Han Yu opened a two-bedroom apartment with a living room, and did not sleep in the same bed. "Lingling, nothing happened during the days I was away?" Han Yu asked as he sat on the sofa. Yi Lingling poured tea and told Dai Mubai about his crazy pursuit of her. Han Yu sneered, "I originally planned to introduce you to a new friend. Who do you think this friend is?" Han Yu continued, "Her name is Zhu Zhuqing, and she is Dai Mubai's fiancée." Yi Lingling looked strange and said, "This guy has a fiancée and he still goes out to hook up with her. It's okay, just let Zhu Zhuqing see through him." Yi Lingling nodded with deep approval. Chapter 35 Lover Dai Mubai. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The next morning, Zhu Zhuqing arrived at the Soto Hotel. At this time, Han Yu was dining with Yi Lingling on the first floor. When he saw Zhu Zhuqing, Han Yu waved, "This way." "Teacher Han." Zhu Zhuqing responded. "You haven't had breakfast yet. Eat your fill first and then go find your fiancé." Zhu Zhuqing nodded. Until last night, she had not had a drop of water. "This is the Lingling I mentioned to you before." "Lingling, this is the Zhu Zhuqing I told you about." After being introduced by Han Yu, the two of them had met each other. However, Zhu Zhuqing's thoughts were obviously not here. After finishing her meal, she hurriedly walked out the door. "Dai Mubai is in the city. You should be able to find him if you look around." Han Yu reminded him aloud. "Teacher Han, should we remind her, after all, Dai Mubai?" Yi Lingling said hesitantly. Han Yu shook his head, "No, it's best to wait until she sees this kind of thing with her own eyes before we discuss it. She has illusions about Dai Mubai in her heart, and talking nonsense in front of her before her illusions are shattered will often be counterproductive." After that, he walked out the door. According to the plot of the original work, Zhu Zhuqing would naturally forgive Dai Mubai unconditionally when he was cornered. What Han Yu wanted to do was to give Zhu Zhuqing another path to choose. As for Shrek Academy, it's nothing more than a rat's nest in the sewers, nothing to miss. Counting the days, Shrek is about to start school, and Tang San and others will arrive in Soto City soon. Dragonbeard Needle, right? Little Jia San, do you still have a chance to get it? Han Yu had no good impression of people like Flanders at all. How to put it this way, Shrek Academy requires ability but not ability, and environment does not require environment. Compared with other colleges, the only advantage they have is that they recruit civilian students. But after recruiting students, Flanders and the others almost let them go free. Apart from running and fighting souls, the students can only perform on their own for the rest of the time. Otherwise, Dai Mubai and Ma Hongjun would have a lot of time to fool around in Soto City every day. As for Flanders' educational philosophy, to put it simply, he first belittles the strength of the students, and then highlights the strength of the teachers. In the end, not only did they not help the students hunt for soul rings, they also wanted to make the students grateful. I have to say that Flanders understands PUA's tricks. On the other hand, at Canaan College where Xiaohua studied, the dean is a top-notch expert. All kinds of training resources in the college can be obtained for free as long as the students have the ability. The teachers at the college have never belittled students. As for Shrek Academy, Zhao Wuji gave the students a slap on the wrist before the school started. Is this what a teacher should do? No wonder Tang Moatzi would teach him a lesson. Teacher Han, a lot of people have been arriving in the city recently. I heard that they are going to Shrek Academy to register. On the way, Yi Lingling was a little confused and asked, does Shrek Academy start so early, morning? They are just trying to make money. If it starts at the same time as other intermediate or advanced Soul Master academies, Shrek Academy will have no advantage. After all, once the registration deadline is missed, those students may not be able to enroll. Therefore, most parents will naturally choose an academy where they are guaranteed to be admitted, rather than a place like Shrek with strict admissions requirements. Friend did this because he wanted to give these parents the cost of trial and error, so as to earn this part of the money. You'll know when they start school. Han Yu smiled mysteriously. Before leaving Soto City, he would definitely go to Shrek Academy for a while. Yi Lingling shrugged and didn't pay much attention. Soon after, they followed Zhu Zhuqing to the market in Soto City. Zhu Zhuqing quickly learned Dai Mubai's location after asking around. After all, he is young Master Dai, and he is a young soul lord. Many people in Soto City know him. Of course, these people only thought that Zhu Zhuqing was Dai Mubai's lover outside. This kind of thing has long been common for Dai Xiao. In front of a shop selling flower umbrellas, Dai Mubai hugged the twin sisters. Master Dai, how beautiful is this flower umbrella? The twin sisters all looked at Dai Mubai. How could Dai Mubai, a veteran in love, not know what they wanted to express? He said, just buy it if you want, it's not worth much. As he spoke, he put his face against one of them and sniffed hard. When Zhu Zhuqing saw this scene from a distance, his whole outlook was completely shattered. Are the actions Dai Mubai showed just now really what a prince should do? It would not be an exaggeration to say that he is a prostitute looking for flowers. Zhu Zhuqing felt aggrieved. She was silently enduring the pressure in the Star Luo Empire, but Dai Mubai was here, drinking and drinking so uncomfortable. The strong gap in his heart almost made Zhu Zhuqing lose his mind. But there was always a voice in her heart telling her not to act on impulse. Without Dai Mubai, in a few years, the two devices would definitely direct all their anger on themselves. At that time, there will really be no way to survive. Biting his silver teeth, Zhu Zhuqing decided to follow Dai Mubai to see the situation. After all, she had just met Dai Mubai. What if the situation was not what she thought? Master Dai, why are you so absent-minded today? The twin sisters asked in unison. Dai Mubai didn't know why, but he always felt like someone was watching behind him, and he had a vague feeling of bad premonition. Looking at the Rose Hotel not far away, he forgot about these things in the blink of an eye. How could that be? I was just thinking about the new situation. Hearing this, a blush flashed across the faces of the twin sisters. Immediately, his voice was numb and he said, Master Dai, I hate it. Dai Mubai is a soul master after all, so his energy is naturally infinite. Each time, the sisters felt extremely satisfied. Hearing the words of tiger and wolf from the other party's mouth, Zhu Zhuqing on the side couldn't bear it anymore. She walked forward angrily and slapped Dai Mubai. Sisters, who are you? You dare to be disrespectful to Mr. Dai. The twin sisters said quickly. On the other hand, Dai Mubai's eyes widened the moment he saw Zhu Zhuqing. Not only is her figure better than the twin sisters, but her temperament is also outstanding. The most important thing is that this is still his fiancée. Pushing the twin sisters away with his backhand, Dai Mubai said with an affectionate look on his face, Zhuqing, I didn't expect you to come here. Even in the years when you were gone, I always only had you in my heart. Leave these words to your lover. After saying that, Zhu Zhuqing turned and left. Dai Mubai was stunned for a moment, but did not catch up. In Zhu Zhuqing's current situation, it was definitely impossible for him to spend a pleasant lunch with himself. He had to vent his evil anger. Looking at the twin sisters behind him, he said with a tender expression, I didn't hurt you, right? That girl is a soul master, and I was afraid that she would hurt you, so. After an affectionate performance, the twin sisters were successfully carried into the hotel by him. Chapter 36 Zhu Zhuqing gives up. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Zhu Zhuqing had not gone far. She had always imagined that Dai Mubai would catch up regardless of the twin sisters. Looking at the three people entering the hotel from a distance, she knew that she was being sentimental. Zhu Zhuqing, who has always been strong, couldn't help but shed a tear from the corner of his eye after seeing this scene. What? Have you met Dai Mubai? After an unknown amount of time, Han Yu and Yi Lingling appeared beside her, slowly sitting next to Zhu Zhuqing. Han Yu handed over the tissue, wiping the tears from the corners of his eyes. Zhu Zhuqing's face turned ashen. It's only noon, what's wrong with him? Nightlife started at noon, and Zhu Zhuqing simply couldn't imagine that night. He is the artillery king of Soto City. He dated the city lord's daughter in the morning, the twin sisters at noon, and hooked up with the daughter of a wealthy businessman in the evening. Yi Lingling said with a sneer, there was no need for her to investigate Dai Mubai's matter. Everyone in Soto City who liked gossip knew about Dai Xiao's romantic deeds. As for the women he played with, whether they knew about it or not, I don't know. What? Sister Lingling, are you telling the truth? Zhu Zhuqing's eyes widened in disbelief. Han Yu said at this time, you don't have to doubt whether what Ling Ling said is true or false. You can naturally find out some things by asking yourself or following him. Zhu Zhuqing lowered his head silently. When she inquired about Dai Mubai in the city earlier, she heard some nonsense. It's just that she didn't want to believe it at the time. Han Yu continued, I still know something about the competition among the princes of the Star Luo Empire. After all, Dai Mubai's martial spirit is the inherited martial spirit of the Star Luo royal family. It is not difficult to know his identity. If I remember correctly, when you and Dai Mubai turn 25, you will have to compete with your sister and Prince Xingluo. Winning or losing will determine your future destination. Zhu Zhuqing nodded gently. Han Yu smiled slightly. Actually, you don't have to force yourself to accept Dai Mubai. You don't have only one choice. You can choose to live the life you want. No, without strength, the Zhu family will not let me go. Zhu Zhuqing shook his head. If you join the Spirit Hall or the Tiando Empire, will the Zhu family dare to do anything to you? With your talent, you will always be treated like a genius. I cannot betray the empire. A country that wants to kill you everywhere, and you still want to defend them. Han Yu's words successfully silenced Zhu Zhuqing. After a while, Zhu Zhuqing asked tentatively, Teacher Han, I want to practice with you. Is it okay? Han Yu can cultivate to the Soul Emperor at this age, so he must have his own cultivation method, and the opponent's whole body is full of masculine flame aura, and he is not the kind of gloomy evil soul master at all. Of course. From now on, you can practice with Lingling and follow me. If you stay with Lingling tonight, I will give you something. What Han Yu wants to give away is naturally Zihua from Fallen Heart Flame. At present, there is no chance to use the fairy grass. It is also a good choice to use Zihua to improve Zhu Zhuqing's cultivation first. Congratulations to the host, you have successfully completed the mission and will be rewarded with a secret book of Falling Flame Palm. Falling Flame Palm, release the fire attribute energy in the body through the palm, and the intensity of the flame is linked to its power. Han Yu touched his chin. The training requirements for this self-created soul skill were not as demanding as those of Divine Fire Xuanyan. On the contrary, even Yi Lingling can practice this kind of soul skill. After all, she has the fire of Fallen Heart Yanzi in her body. The power of strange fire can be far stronger than ordinary flames. Even sub-fires are close to the intensity of ultimate fire, privately designed by the author. Please do not spray if you don't like it, but before that, Han Yu still needs to practice this soul skill to a small degree. As a teacher, if you want to teach students, you must try it yourself. He is not Yu Xiaojiang, who likes to experiment on his own students. That night, as expected, Zhu Zhuqing saw Dai Mubai and the daughter of a wealthy businessman entering the Tulip Hotel. This time, she was completely heartbroken. Feeling anxious, she knocked on the hotel door. Zhuqing, you're here. Yi Lingling quickly welcomed her into the house. I'm sorry, Teacher Han, I'm late. Zhu Zhuqing lowered his head. Going to see Dai Mubai? Zhu Zhuqing nodded. Han Yu didn't say much. He pushed the sofa in Zhu Zhuqing's living room away and motioned for Zhu Zhuqing to sit down cross-legged. When we were in the Star Forest, you should have known the effect of flames. Before you, Lingling relied on the effect of Zihua, and now has a soul power of level 37. Yi Lingling added, Zhuqing, it took more than half a year to advance from level 31 to level 37. How is this possible? Zhu Zhuqing said in surprise, even if he is an 11th level soul master and a peerless genius with full innate soul power, he cannot reach level 6 in half a year. Facts speak louder than words, Lingling has no reason to lie to you. Han Yu said calmly. The next process may be a bit painful, you must hold on. As he spoke, Han Yu separated the fallen heart flames from the glazed flames, then, through the fire control method of burning Ju, the flames were sent into Zhu Zhuqing's body. I was speechless all night, and in the blink of an eye it was the next morning. Fallen heart Yanzihuo has been perfectly integrated with Zhu Zhuqing. As expected, Zhu Zhuqing's clothes were still burnt. However, Yi Lingling had quick eyes and quick hands and threw a blanket on her body, thus avoiding the embarrassment. Feeling the soul power that was becoming more solidified in his body, Zhu Zhuqing said gratefully, Thank you, Teacher Han. Han Yu smiled and said, It's nothing. As my students, this is just a greeting gift. There is one more thing I forgot to mention before. Lingling and Zhuqing, this fire can be used as your attack method. After saying that, under Han Yu's guidance, a stream of fire emerged from each of their palms. The temperature of the flame is very high. If anyone else gets a little bit of it, they will be wiped out in an instant. For now, you don't need to know how to use fire. I'm learning a soul skill, and I will teach it to you after I fully master it. If you use soul skills to release flames, at least you won't burn yourself with fire. That's right, neither of these two people's martial soul attributes have fire attributes. Once the flames are not controlled well, it is easy to play with fire and burn yourself. The power of the fallen heart flame can even cause damage to the soul, and there is a risk of the soul being destroyed. Create your own soul skills. Teacher, this is too precious. Zhu Zhuqing looked at each other with shock in their eyes. On the mainland, a soul master wants to create his own soul skills, but it takes a lot of time to practice and improve. And, this is no guarantee of success. This leads to the fact that for any soul master who has self-created soul skills, except for close family members, outsiders have no chance to learn them, nor can they teach them to outsiders. The most typical one is the Haotian sect's random cloak hammer method. Even Tai Tai, one of the three great craftsmen, had no chance to learn it despite his loyalty to the Haotian sect. P.S. The author may have some settings that deviate from the original work. Readers can remind the author if they see it. Don't forget to vote for recommendations, monthly passes, follow-up reading, and collection. Chapter 37 Passing the Torch from Generation to Generation. You are listening at novelfull.audio. There is a word called passing down the fire from generation to generation. If I keep my self-created soul skills in my hands, then after I pass away, this self-created soul skills will be lost. Instead of doing this, it is better to teach it to you. Han Yu said, just like the original method of making soul guides, if it weren't for this reason, how could it be lost? There are also some special and practical secret methods. I once saw them in the library of Wuhuan Palace. A long time ago, there was a secret method that allowed people to teleport over long distances. But the person who finally mastered this secret method, because of his own stubbornness, did not pass on the secret method in the end. The secret method of teleportation disappeared in the long river of history. And there are only a few records about it in the history books. Pen. Not only mortals, but also the gods in the divine world, Ji Dong and Lai Yan inherited the positions of the evil and kind god kings, but because the previous god king did not pass on the artifacts and moves, they were just soy sauce god kings. And a certain San, precisely because of this, can be nepotistic in the god realm. Teacher, we understand. Yi Lingling and the other two nodded solemnly. The two of them remembered the lesson Han Yu taught them. Okay, you can practice in the hotel these days. In a few days, Shrek Academy will start school, and we can join in the fun. Han Yu said with a smile. Joining in the fun? Yi Lingling was a little confused. Teacher, what's the point of going to that kind of rubbish college? Han Yu smiled slightly. Lingling, didn't you ask me last time why Shrek Academy starts so early? You'll know the answer when you go there. But Zhu Zhuqing is her. Yi Lingling said worriedly. After all, Dai Mubai is Shrek's student, and Zhu Zhuqing is deeply disgusted with him. Wouldn't he just add to his troubles by going hastily? It's okay, I'll follow you too. The purpose of Han Yu's trip was to recruit some students. Among those who signed up for Shrek, there were many beings under the age of 12 with soul power reaching level 20. Perhaps because of their family environment, they were unable to obtain a second soul ring. But the talents of these people are real. With the help of strange fire and fairy grass in the future, they will not be weaker than Shrek's guys. They were naturally unhappy that Shrek's students cheated them out of their registration fees. If they stood up at this time, the other party would definitely agree. Moreover, even if they enroll in an intermediate Soul Master Academy, the teachers at the academy may not help them obtain soul rings. Once the soul power reaches level 21, it means that you have the opportunity to enter the Advanced Soul Master Academy. The teachers of these intermediate Soul Master Academies are not stupid either. They generally will not help students obtain soul rings until they graduate. In Douluo continent, for geniuses, the Intermediate Soul Master Academy is useless. Beings with innate soul power exceeding level 7 will definitely be able to break through to great soul masters before the age of 14. It is not uncommon for these colleges to suppress their cultivation in order to ensure that the resumes of gifted colleges have the name of their college. Han Yu only found out about this after traveling through time. Wherever there are people, there are rivers and lakes. This saying is absolutely true. Time passed by quietly. In these days, Han Yu managed to practice the falling flame palm to a small degree. However, he always felt that he did not really grasp the essence of falling flame palm, so he was not in a hurry to teach Yi Lingling and the others. Counting the days, Shrek Academy will start school tomorrow. The little brat should be here. Thinking of the disfigured Tang San, Han Yu felt funny in his heart. I don't know if he dares to show his face to others. It would be interesting if Tang San was so ashamed that he committed suicide. Ling Zhu Zhuqing, go play outside. I have something to do and you guys can just relax. Cultivation emphasizes the balance between work and rest. Practicing blindly will not have any effect. After saying that, Han Yu quickly walked out of the door. The most recent opportunity for the little bastard was to buy a gold-plated sheet from Flanders. He had to get this golden hair away before that happened. Even if this thing is of no use to him, as long as it doesn't fall into Tang San's hands, everything will be worth it. Zhu Zhuqing, what level are you at now? Yi Lingling asked. These days, Han Yu took the initiative to release the fallen heart flame to help them cultivate. Coupled with the sub-fire in their bodies, the cultivation speed was much faster than usual. Yi Lingling also improved his soul power by 1 level during this period, reaching level 38. I was originally level 26, but with the help of my teacher, I reached level 28. After feeling the level of soul power in his body, Zhu Zhuqing said with excitement. Moreover, under the tempering of the fallen heart flame, the soul power did not appear to be inflated. If it were before, she would have needed to practice for at least half a year to achieve these 2 levels of soul power. Zhu Zhuqing, practice as soon as possible to reach level 30. Yi Lingling said. Zhu Zhuqing nodded solemnly. After Han Yu came out, he walked directly towards Flanders' shop. This guy is not active in opening the store. He has been here several times during this period, but Flanders has not opened the door. Arriving at a quaint little shop, Han Yu stopped. This small store has no signboard, but judging from the appearance of the store, it has been here for some time. However, according to Han Yu's understanding of Flanders, this guy most likely maintains this appearance because he doesn't want to spend money on decorating the store. Tang San is indeed a son of luck. Knowing that he was going to the city, Flanders happened to be open for business. With a murmur, he slowly opened the door of the shop and walked in. Friend was sleeping on the recliner behind the counter. Of course, if someone dares to take the opportunity to steal something, Flanders will definitely teach him a profound lesson. Are you here specifically to catch thieves? There are not many things in the store. many of them are useless decorations. Of course, the main thing sold here is soul guidance devices. However, judging from the appearance, these soul tools are in very average condition. Taking a closer look, Hanyu discovered something unusual. These soul guides are not all ordinary goods, there are also some with a space of 50 cubic meters. However, due to disrepair or improper storage, these soul guides have suffered varying degrees of damage. Store items in them and even run the risk of losing them. Of course, what's more important is the origin of these soul tools. After a few casual glances, Hanyu discovered the soul guide engraved with the Haotian sect's mark. These marks are not easy to detect at all. If Hanyu hadn't relied on the trophies seized from the Haotian sect to identify them, he wouldn't have known it at all. This Flanders, I didn't expect to do some tomb robbing work part-time. The Haotian sect has stood on the mainland for thousands of years, and many of their disciples have died and been buried in the outside world. Flanders, on the other hand, seems to be specifically targeting these cemeteries. He understood the 0 yuan purchase, thanks to Song Mo and Chiu Yuchen for the reward. Please give me recommendation votes, monthly passes, follow-up reading and collection, please. Chapter 38 Greedy. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Hanyu seemed to know what Flanders had been doing these days since he disappeared. Good guy, you are relying on the Haotian sect to not dare to leave the mountain, so you went to other people's ancestral graves to buy goods. These soul tools had nothing to do with Hanyu. He looked away and focused on the stone on the ground. This is exactly what sheet metal looks like. Boss, how much does this stone cost? Hanyu asked aloud. Nothing in Flanders has a price tag, and Hanyu doesn't intend to grab it. As a civilized person in the new era, it is not advisable to grab things with your hands. 100 gold soul coins. Flanders said casually without opening his eyes. Hanyu didn't think much, took out the golden soul coin from the soul guide and placed it on the ground, then bent down and picked up the stone. You don't have enough money. Flanders said quietly. Hearing this, Hanyu sneered in his heart. He knew that Flanders was a greedy person. Just now, he took out 100 gold soul coins without any hesitation, which made the other party feel that he was a fat sheep. Then tell me, how much does it cost? Hanyu asked calmly. 500 gold soul coins. Flanders said. Hanyu smiled inwardly and immediately added another 400 gold soul coins. Of course, now he has no desire to pay. These 500 gold soul coins should be shown to Flanders. This time, it should be enough. As he said that, Hanyu put the stone into the soul guide. It's not enough, you still need me 500 gold soul coins. Flanders slowly sat up and said. He had already decided in his heart that Hanyu was a fat sheep, and the other party's ring soul guide was worth a lot at first glance. When he took out the 500 gold soul coins, he didn't even blink. Being greedy is not a good habit. Hanyu waved his hand casually, and the 500 gold soul coins on the ground returned to his soul guide. Flanders narrowed his eyes slightly when he saw this. But he wasn't annoyed either. In his eyes, Hanyu was a soul master in his 30s and had no qualifications to pose a threat to him. Okay, 2,000 gold soul coins, I'll sell you this thing, and I'll give you some other things as well. Hanyu shook his head. I don't like how you keep changing the price. Let me give you a number, 10,000 gold soul coins. Huh, okay, 10,000 is 10,000. After giving you the money, I will give you some good things. Flanders said with a smile. The person in front of me is not a fat sheep at all, but a noble person. 10,000 gold soul coins are enough to cover Shrek Academy's expenses for a long time. Hanyu shook his head again. Boss, you misunderstood. What I said was that if you give me 10,000 gold soul coins, this matter will be over. Really? So you are very confident in your strength. Flanders said with a teasing look on his face. A soul master who dares to challenge him, a soul saint, would not give money like this. That's right, Flanders didn't intend to kill Hanyu. Compared to killing, gathering wool was what he liked to do. Since you don't have money, I'll take it myself. As he said that, Hanyu took away all the soul tools from the shelves nearby. Flanders stood up slowly at this time. His face became much gloomier. Boy, put the things back, and then compensate me 100,000 gold soul coins. This matter will be over. What if I don't? Then let's see if your life is tough enough. After saying that, 7 soul rings of yellow, purple, black, and black slowly appeared under Flanders' feet. The 78th level soul power was undoubtedly exposed. With a thought in his mind, he pressed his soul towards Hanyu. However, Hanyu still raided his shop without changing his expression. Huh? Flanders was stunned and said in disbelief. It seems that your strength is still not good enough. Hanyu smiled. With the alien fire body protection, he can turn a blind eye to even the pressure of peak soul Douluo. A mere 78th level soul saint is not enough for him to take seriously. Turning around, Hanyu saw a fallen heart flame emerging from his palm. This was his second martial spirit. After it was released, the temperature in the entire store suddenly rose a lot. How is that possible? What kind of martial spirit are you? Such a heart-stopping flame, although no soul ring was seen, made Flanders feel even more stressed. Why, a person like you is still afraid of being kicked? Hanyu said with a sneer. Flanders' heart sank, knowing that this matter was a bit tricky. Take that stone away with 100 gold soul coins, put the other things back, and let this matter be over. Now I know it's too late to be afraid. In an instant, the heart fire of fallen heart flame was summoned in Flanders' body. A high-level soul saint knelt down in front of Hanyu in an instant without even having a chance to take action. What did you do to me? Flanders covered his heart with his hands, his whole body becoming weak. 10,000 gold soul coins will buy your life. Give me the money. After killing Flanders, who will accompany you Xiaojiang in singing in the future? Keep him. The future drama will be both fun to listen to and watch. People under the eaves have to bow their heads. Flanders understood that his heart had been poisoned by the other party. As long as the other party had a thought, he would be killed in an instant. As long as you keep the green hills, you won't have to worry about running out of firewood. As long as you live, you will still have plenty of opportunities to make money in the future. Not to mention, let's just say that for today's registration, the registration fee deducted for each registration time in previous years was 10,000 gold soul coins. Yes, there is no doubt that what Flanders said is true or false. There are many soul masters on the mainland. After registering at Shrek Academy, there are not a few who fail in the subsequent tests. In the subsequent tests, except for the last round, if you fail in the first 3 rounds, you can spend money to directly advance to the next round. Of course, after failure in the 4th round, the money is non-refundable. With a look of pain on Flanders' face, he handed the golden soul card containing 10,000 gold soul coins to Hanyu. Hanyu was not greedy. Since the other party had given him money, he had no reason to kill them all. You know what's going on. Hanyu snorted coldly and walked out of the shop. Flanders breathed a sigh of relief and was about to stand up, but unexpectedly, the inner fire in his body increased a bit, and he fainted instantly. Before leaving, Hanyu didn't forget to smash Flanders' shop. He didn't dare to bet on the little Xiaosan's luck. If he got something good after entering this place, it would be more of a loss than a gain. On the other side, Zhu Zhuqing and Yilingling saw Dai Mubai and the twin sisters again while shopping, but this time, Zhu Zhuqing felt much calmer. She and Yilingling disguised themselves and followed Dai Mubai. The purpose of their trip was to see how many lovers Dai Mubai had. Soon after, they followed Dai Mubai to the Rose Hotel. Disgusting. Zhu Zhuqing snorted coldly, turned around and left. She had already been disappointed with Dai Mubai's behavior. However, before they had gone far, the sound of Dai Mubai fighting with others could be heard in the hotel. Zhu Zhuqing looked stunned. If Dai Mubai had a dispute with others over the twin sisters, then she would have nothing to say. After all, her marriage to Dai Mubai was arranged by her elders. Man having 3 wives and 4 concubines is nothing in Douluo continent, but the prerequisite is true love. If Dai Mubai really loved the twin sisters, Zhu Zhuqing would definitely give him a high look and even silently bless them in his heart. Chapter 39 Tang San is defeated. You are listening at novelfull.audio. We obviously booked this room first, why should we give it to you? Xiao Wu put her hands on her hips and said angrily, during the 6 years she has been at Notting College, she has been the eldest sister of the college. No one dares to steal the things she likes from her. On the other hand, Tang San's mentality changed a lot after that sneak attack. having lived in 2 lifetimes, he knows that when he comes to a strange city, he must keep a low profile when he should. However, Xiao Wu had already spoken out, and it was hard for him to refute the other party's face. He could only bite the bullet and said, everything must be done on a first-come, first-served basis. This room is indeed reserved for us. When Dai Mubai heard this, he couldn't help but laughed and said, rule. Ha ha ha, interesting. I have reserved this room for a long time. Why, who comes first? The hotel manager quickly persuaded, brother, this room was indeed booked by Mr. Dai, but our staff made a mistake. How about this, I will compensate you an additional 5 gold soul coins, and you can find another hotel. Being told this, Xiao Wu's temper also rose. I don't care if you guys made any mistakes, since we have paid, this room should be ours. Outside the hotel, after hearing the reason for their quarrel, Zhu Zhuqing felt disgusted with Dai Mubai. She was still being sentimental. Dai Mubai did not do it for the twins, but simply felt that the other party influenced him to vent his evil fire, and that's why the quarrel broke out. With this level of achievement, what qualifications does Dai Mubai have to compare with the diligent Davis? Zhu Zhuqing was now glad that he had not missed a teacher like Han Yu. As for the Star Luo Empire, she would not betray it. When she has enough strength in the future, she will be free as long as she defeats Zhu Zhuyun and gives up the opportunity to become the empress. That's Tang San. How did he become like this? Yi Lingling's sense of smell was so sharp. Tang San was an upright person and would not wear a mask that covered half of his face. It was most likely that half of his face was disfigured. Sister Lingling, do you know her? Zhu Zhuqing said in surprise. Yi Lingling said with a look of disgust, this Tang San is as disgusting as Dai Mubai, or even worse. To put it bluntly, Tang San was a hypocrite. When he was at Notting College, this guy had been prostituted to him for free, and he even felt that he owed him. Sure enough, we have the same temperament. Zhu Zhuqing no longer had any interest in staying. After giving Dai Mubai a cold look, she left with Yi Lingling. How can a rare holiday be affected by these inconsequential people, which can affect the good mood of the day? The quarrel between Dai Mubai and Tang San was not over yet. You rats who like to be secretive, today I want to see what qualifications you have to deny it. After saying that, Dai Mubai asked the twin sisters beside him to leave, and then the white tiger spirit appeared behind him. When he said this, Tang San also lost his temper. As an upright person, if his face hadn't been ruined and Xiao Wu didn't like that, there would be no need for him to hide it. When he was attacked before, he was holding back a ball of fire in his heart. Now that Dai Mubai was pouring salt on his wounds, how could he bear it? Third brother, let me help you. After saying that, Xiao Wu took 2 steps forward. No, Xiao Wu, just leave it to me alone. Tang San refused. Dai Mubai was very strong and he didn't dare let Xiao Wu take risks. Besides, if he loses, he will be the only one to bear the consequences, and Xiao Wu can stay out of it. Tang San, the 29th level Great Spirit Master of Wuhuan Blue Silver Grass Control Department, please give me your advice. As soon as he finished speaking, 2 yellow and yellow soul rings appeared at his feet. Dai Mubai curled his lips, and he suddenly became interested. Dai Mubai, White Tiger of Martial Spirits, Level 37 Attack Spirit Master. 1000-year Soul Ring. Tang San was startled. He knew that every time the color of the soul ring increased, the soul skills would undergo qualitative changes. Any century-old soul skill will not be an opponent when faced with a 1000-year soul skill. Don't say I'm bullying people, you two come together. Seeing Tang San's expression, Dai Mubai laughed. No need, I'm enough on my own. After saying that, Tang San flashed and quickly distanced himself from Dai Mubai. He knew very well how powerful the top beast spirit was, and he could not be his opponent in a head-on battle. The advantage of his blue-silver grass lies in its control and its ability to be released from a long distance. Using each other's strengths to attack each other's weaknesses was what Tang San was best at doing. The first soul skill, Entanglement. The blue-silver grass rushed towards Dai Mubai along the floor of the hotel. On the other hand, Dai Mubai didn't make any move. Blue-silver grass is just a useless martial spirit. Even if it can be practiced, it is of no use, of course. Han Yu's theory had not spread in Soto City, and Dai Mubai did not know that blue-silver grass could also be used in the healing field. The blue-silver grass was like a python in hunting. The moment it emerged from Dai Mubai's feet, it instantly enveloped Dai Mubai's entire body. Master Dai, the twin sisters said anxiously, they are not soul masters, and they don't know how to determine the winner in a battle between soul masters. Is that all? Dai Mubai didn't even activate his soul skill. Relying on the strength blessed by his martial soul, he easily broke through Tang San's defense. Damn it, my martial soul problem is still unresolved. Tang San's heart sank. Originally, he thought that he was just too tired from practicing, so in the past 2 months, he and Xiao Wu traveled around and did not practice. Unexpectedly, his martial spirit still has not recovered. The weak Lon Yin Chao had no chance of winning against the top white tiger spirit. I still have the Tang Sec special skills, and I still have the strength to fight. Thinking of this, the second soul ring under Tang San's feet suddenly lit up. The second soul skill is parasitism. The spores were left in Dai Mubai's body through the blue-silver grass. After being catalyzed by soul skills, the spores grew wildly and enveloped Dai Mubai in the blink of an eye. Tang San didn't think he could control Dai Mubai for long, but using blue-silver grass to block Dai Mubai's sight and create opportunities for himself to break through was what he wanted. Ghostly. He quickly approached Dai Mubai, and his hands turned white jade in a short time. Control the crane and capture the dragon. This method of spending 4 or 2,000 pieces of gold is just right for dealing with Dai Mubai. It's ridiculous to want to sneak attack. The first soul skill, White Tiger Body Barrier. Dai Mubai's whole body was bathed in a white light, and the blue-silver grass around him was instantly defeated by it. Then, he received Tang San's blow forcefully, but Dai Mubai's figure did not move at all. How is that possible? Tang San was shocked. After activating his soul skill, Dai Mubai was unable to do anything. Dai Mubai didn't say anything, and sent Tang San flying away with one palm. He still had business to do and didn't want to get entangled with Tang San. Tang San, right? I'll remember you. Go to Shrek Academy and tell me the name of Dai Mubai, the evil-eyed white tiger, and I'll protect you. After that, he opened his arms from left to right, hugged someone with one arm, and left the hotel in a swaggering manner. Before leaving, he did not forget to say, all the broken things will be recorded in my account. Chapter 40 Shrek Registration Site. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Xiao San, are you okay? Xiao Wu quickly helped Tang San up. Tang San shook his head. He kept his hand. Such a strong man can still avoid bullying others. He is a friend worth making. The meaning of his last sentence seems to be that he intends to make friends with us. Xiao Wu curled her lips and said nonchalantly, who wants to know him? He's just a lewd tiger. Tang San didn't know that Dai Mubai was in a hurry to work and didn't want to fight with him. Xiao Wu, he can guess that we are not foolhardy when we go to Shrek Academy. Have you forgotten what the teacher said? We need to form a team of soul masters, and that young Master Dai just now is very likely to be the team leader. With such a strong person, the team will be stronger. Tang San didn't know why, but he seemed to be somewhat close to Dai Mubai. Xiao Wu rolled her eyes, but she didn't refute Tang San. Third brother, let's go to the room first. The next day, Han Yu and the others arrived outside Soto City early. Did you come back so late last night and have so much fun? Han Yu asked with a smile. Yi Lingling shook his head. Teacher, at night, Zhu Zhuqing and I saw the wealthy businessman's daughter and Dai Mubai doing dirty things on the street. Young people only play with flowers. Han Yu smiled inwardly. To be honest, he envied Dai Mubai. Some people spend their entire lives on the road to Rome, but people like Dai Mubai were born in Rome. Don't think about him, let's do our own thing. In addition, the purpose of our trip is more to recruit some students. In the future, I want to form a team for you to participate in the Soul Master competition. Apart from you, in addition to the 5 teammates are needed. Soul Master competition. Yi Lingling and the two looked at each other with excitement on their faces. Over the years, the Soul Master competition has become a proving ground for measuring talented Soul Masters. After the first Soul Master competition more than 10 years ago, the original group of geniuses have now become strong men. As my students, it would be a shame if you couldn't achieve good results in the competition. Hearing this, Yi Lingling and the other two nodded solemnly. Teacher Han, we will definitely not let you down. Practice well and do your business first. With that said, Hanyu followed the registration team. There were so many people signing up for Shrek that the team lined up at the entrance of the village early. People in Douluo continent are generally precocious, so their age cannot be seen at all in their appearance. For example, the twin sisters played by Dai Mubai look very old, but are actually only 15 years old. The bones must be touched to determine the specific age of the Soul Master. Of course, what I'm looking at here is 1 year old. The number of teachers at Shrek Academy is limited. Apart from the teachers responsible for subsequent tests, Li Yusong is the only one who is in charge of the registration site. As for Dai Mubai, he was completely dragged here. He was bored, but when he saw Zhu Zhuqing in the registration team, a smile appeared on his lips unconsciously. Zhu Zhuqing, what if you don't like me? Without me, you will definitely die in the future. Han Yu stood in the team, glanced forward, and spotted the figures of Tang San and Xiao Wu. As expected, they are here. In order to avoid being recognized by Tang San, he simply put on a disguise. This is just a makeup technique. In order to avoid being pursued by the Qibao glazed sect, Yi Lingling is best at this trick. Teacher Han, if your makeup were thicker, you would be a woman. Yi Lingling covered her face and chuckled. You're still making fun of me. Han Yu didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Not long after, there was some commotion in front of the registration team. Han Yu, who had been paying attention to the movements of the team involved in the incident, knew that the reason was that the 12-year-old boy was unable to obtain the second soul ring due to family reasons, so he wanted to help through Shrek Academy. However, Li Yusong forcibly rejected him and deducted the registration fee on the grounds that he did not meet the regulations. Naturally, the hot-tempered parent refused, so a quarrel broke out. In the end, I don't know whether Li Yusong's conscience discovered it or he thought it was too much trouble. After he reiterated the rules, he drove away many parents. Shrek Academy is actually deducting the registration fee. What kind of talk is that? Yi Lingling said angrily. The registration fee is generally paid only when you enroll in this college, which is equivalent to tuition. Shrek Academy not only deducted the registration fee, but also had to pay another 100 gold soul coins for tuition after admission. It's no wonder that the Ministry of Education of the Kingdom of Barak refused to give them approval. Let's not talk about the educational philosophy and college environment. This kind of multiple charges alone has seriously violated the regulations. Furthermore, according to Flanders' educational philosophy, the students he teaches will only be troublemakers. There are already many battles among soul masters. If this kind of academy becomes large-scale, one can imagine the pressure on the security of the Balak Kingdom. So, now you understand why they started school early. Han Yu said with a smile, it is precisely because of the early start that these parents have been given the cost of trial and error. They have the opportunity to deduct the registration fee of these 10 gold soul coins. Down. You can earn this kind of money without fear of retribution. Zhu Zhuqing said angrily. It's not that I won't retaliate. The time has not yet come. As soon as Han Yu finished speaking, an old man stood up and pointed angrily at Li Yusong. What do you mean by Shrek Academy? Oh, after we paid the registration fee of 10 gold soul coins, we still have to conduct a few tests. We can't pass the test. You want to advance and charge us 200 gold soul coins. When it comes to the last test, your college will use strong people to defeat my granddaughter and then deny my granddaughter admission. That the old man is a sensible person, and he doesn't want to cause trouble for no reason, but he is really angry about this kind of thing. Li Yusong sneered. Our Shrek Academy only accepts monsters. It's your granddaughter's lack of ability. You can't blame others. The old man waved his hand. I don't want to argue with you here. A total of 210 gold soul coins will be returned to me, and this matter will end here. Li Yusong held his head high and said, Shrek Academy will not refund any fees once you sign up. You. The old man has lived for so long and has never seen such an arrogant and rude person. Isn't this Lord Linghai of Soto City? Isn't it possible that even his granddaughter can't enroll in school? The martial soul of Master Linghai's family is the flame black eagle martial soul. Such a powerful martial soul cannot be admitted to school. Many people who recognized the old man started talking. Han Yu also heard about this old man. I heard that this old man is highly respected in Soto City. He often helps the people in the city. Even the city lord respects him. Now, Shrek's retribution has come. Yi Lingling smiled lightly and said, Shrek Academy really needs to be dealt with. Li Yusong didn't dare to make excuses. He knew Linghai's strength, so he quickly asked Dai Mubai to go in and invited Zhao Wuji out. Grandpa, since this is the rule of the academy, you should abide by the rules. Tang San stood up and said in a neither humble nor condescending manner, with the ideas instilled by Yu Xiaojiang, he naturally felt that everything in Shrek Academy was right.